We're about to visit the 10 most dangerous airports in the world. Whether it's due to the challenging terrain, unpredictable weather conditions, or a history of safety issues, certain airports are more prone to turn your traveling fears into reality. What's happening, FTD Facts fam? Leroy Kenton here. We got 10 airports to visit. We start off with number 10, Kai Tak Airport in Hong Kong. This particular airport located in Hong Kong was known for its thrilling and nerve-wracking landings. The surrounding area was dominated by mountains, creating a challenging environment for pilots. As incoming flights approached, it almost seemed as if they were skimming the tops of buildings and flying right above the roads. Literally, like, precision was required for these landings, but yeah, it definitely was an incredible sight. Pilots had to manually handle the landing due to the unfavorable wind patterns also in the area. Although it is no longer in operation, the memories of those hair-raising flights will always be a part of aviation history. From there, we move on to number 9, Agatti Aerodrome Airport in India. This place is home to a small airport that serves the area's aerospace needs. At first glance, it's hard to imagine anything remotely terrifying in this seaside haven. However, there's a challenge that pilots face when landing at this airport. The runway on Agatti Island is quite short, measuring approximately 1,219 meters in length, and it doesn't leave much room for an aircraft to touch down smoothly and come to a quick stop. It's like trying to fit a big puzzle piece into a smaller, tight fit space, requiring precise maneuvering skills and piloting expertise. Yeah, that is just mind-blowing to imagine. From there, let's move on to Cleveland Hopkins Airport in the United States. While this airport may not face any peculiar challenging terrain or weather, it has unfortunately gained a reputation for being unsafe for the average traveler. Its track record of safety violations speaks volumes. As a matter of fact, back in 2015, the airport received a huge fine of $735,000 for neglecting safety procedures during snowy conditions. Additionally, there have been various instances of hazardous runway conditions over the years, and these incidents highlight the importance of adhering to proper safety protocols and maintaining optimal runway conditions for the well-being of the passengers. Coming in at the number 7 spot, we have the Telluride Regional Airport in the United States. This airport is located amidst breathtaking cliffs at a high elevation, making it quite an exciting adventure. As you descend, you'll be treated to an awe-inspiring view of the majestic San Juan Mountains. However, you gotta really hold tight because the strong and turbulent winds in this area can make landing a bit bumpy. It adds an extra element of excitement and challenges both to pilots and passengers. So while you definitely are going to be marveling at the stunning surroundings, you got to brace yourself for a thrilling ride through the wind as you touch down at this airport. Moving on to number 6 spot, we have the Tioman Island Airport in Malaysia. If you're seeking an extra exciting vacation, there's a tropical Malaysian destination you should check out. It's an island formed by a volcano, and it boasts beautiful beaches where you can have a really good time. Now, the serene environment gives off a carefree vibe, but the flight to this paradise is a little bit unique. So how it goes is like this. Pilots who fly to this island have to navigate through the surrounding mountains and make a sharp 90-degree turn to stay on track and safely land on the runway. It definitely adds a touch of adventure to the journey, albeit very dangerous if not done precisely. The airport coming in at the number 5 spot is Courchevel Airport over in France. Imagine an airport nestled in the heart of the French Alps, right in the famous ski resort of Courchevel. It's actually part of the biggest snowy ski area in the entire world, but here's the catch. Landing at this airport can be quite tricky for pilots. One of the main challenges they face is poor visibility, making it hard to even see clearly safely when coming into land. On top of that, the runway itself is quite short, giving the pilots a limited distance to safely touch down their planes. It is a real test of their skills and adds an extra element of excitement to the whole flying experience though. From there, we move on to number 4. We have the Don Mueang Airport in Thailand. Don Mueang International Airport is one of the oldest airports around, and it mostly functions like any other busy airport for commercial flights. But here's this thing that's very unusual about it. There's actually a golf course right in between the two runways. So just imagine playing golf while planes are taking off and landing pretty much right next to you. Well, not that close, but a little bit off in the distance, but still. It can definitely be a very exciting and risky experience for golfers. And another issue that this airport does face is flooding. Back in 2011, heavy floods caused water to overflow onto the runways, making it impossible for domestic flights to operate smoothly. The rising waters created obstacles for planes trying to take off and land safely. Coming down to the number 3 spot, we have Shimla Airport in India. If you ever find yourself in Guwahati, Shimla, you might come across a pretty nerve-wracking sight. It's a place where commercial airplanes gather, but for real, like the runway will give you goosebumps just by looking at it. So just imagine this. Picture a runway that's squeezed between two gigantic mountains. And not only that, it's a steep slope as well. So if a plane doesn't land perfectly, it could end up crashing into the rocky peaks around it. Next up, we have Congonhas Sao Paulo Airport over in Brazil. This is the airport at number 2 spot. Out of the 4 major commercial airports in Sao Paulo, Congonhas Sao Paulo Airport stands out as one of the most challenging landing spots for pilots in all of South America. The airport's close proximity to the city, combined with a short runway and slippery ground conditions, make it quite tricky to navigate safely. Unfortunately, the airport has a history of accidents. Like back in 2007, a plane carrying over 180 people crashed during landing. Now, the pilot overshot the runway and the plane skidded over the slippery surface, crashing into a nearby garage. And tragically, the collision caused a fire to break out, resulting in the loss of many lives. And the fact that the runway was situated near a gas station further added to the severity of this crash. Coming down to the number 1 spot in this episode, we have Damascus International Airport located in Syria. The airport has a big problem that makes it very dangerous, and it's not just because of the weather or the environment around it. The ongoing political troubles like the Syrian civil war make it a possible target for extremists. In 2022, the Damascus International Airport had to actually close down because it was hit by a missile from Israel. This attack caused a lot of damage to the airport's main runway and also affected the second terminal. The terminal had to be fixed up before it could be used again, and that's why it is number 1 in this episode. That concludes this brief look at the 10 most dangerous airports in the world. Let me know down below if you've been to any of these airports. Also, if you did make it this far, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. And if it's your first time joining us here to FTD Facts, subscribe and ring the bell. That way you won't miss any of our daily episodes. Until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you soon.